We are back with another Destiny Rising video. This one's a little bit different. We're actually going to be discussing if Destiny Rising is better or worse than Destiny 2. Now, I myself played Destiny 2 for about a week and a little bit of Destiny 1, so I don't have the best opinion. But you know who does? Cross. So we're going to watch this video together and I'm going to commentate throughout it and pause and discuss it. But huge shout out to Cross. This is his video. He posted it a few days ago. I've already watched it but he has some really good points that I really want to call out. If you're sort of on the border, because I think a lot of people that click on this video based off me saying Destiny Rising is better than D2 or is the new D3, I think a lot of people that maybe haven't even played Destiny Rising are going to watch this. So you should, because we're going to discuss basically why Destiny Rising may or may not be better than, well, Destiny 2. So let's let Cross take it away. Like I said, I'll come in and out
First and foremost,
and discuss.
Destiny Rising has a story. It has a campaign. It's all right. I wouldn't say it's anything just like groundbreaking, but good, especially for a mobile game. It's even got something called Haven Ops, which are 3-player strikes, similar to that of
Which
Destiny
are sick.
2. And a feature that I really like in every activity that you're going to see is that there's an MVP feature. Literally at the end of the activity, it says, hey, yeah,
I will say that this is a feature that I didn't think I would care for, but it actually is sick, especially when it's you, and it makes everyone look at how good you did. The narcissist
you
in me.
did the best, and everybody on the team has to acknowledge you. And I really like that. Haven Ops is going to continue to scale as we get into in-game, and yes, it's even going to have leaderboards. But this little MVP feature at the end of every one of these activities is incredible. It gives you this entire breakdown of your damage versus combats or damage versus bosses. It also shows how much you heal and how much.
I will say, even just from like a line in the sand standpoint of being able to like see how well you did strike over strike or gambit over gambit, whatever, like this is a really cool feature in most in any game, but let alone a mobile game. So the fact that this is here at launch is actually kind of wild to me.
Damage you've taken, and somehow, some way, this all equates to who it is that becomes MVP. Regardless, though, it's a way to flex, and it's also a way to just measure yourself against your peers. And I think this is really important. I've seen games really lean away from this with crazy reasoning, like, hey, we don't want you to feel like you didn't contribute by not being MVP. The hell, it's a video game, for crying out loud. I'm not looking for participation medals. I'm looking to flex. I want to say, hey, Les, I am substantially better. And don't take it from me. Right here on this readout says, Scroll69 is MVP.
MVP again.
You're rocking a broken character.
That is,
Look, it's a small, subtle thing, guys, but I think it goes a long way. The next activity that absolutely blows my mind is a rogue-like mode called Realm of the Nine. This is literally in the Nine's realm right here with Xur, and it's such a fun activity. You've got around 10 stages with RNG upgrades in between each round. And
it's also different that it makes you do this because you actually have to clear certain ones of these in order to progress, which I have gotten comments on that some of these are a little hard, and I think that's okay. I think a little bit of a PvE challenge to progress is a good thing. It gives you something sort of to like a stretch goal, if you will. But I like this. Let's see what he has to say.
This is like the coil in some ways, but even crazier because all of these upgrades get insane. If you stack these right upgrades correctly with one another, this will scale your damage substantially. And as you get into the higher levels of Realm of the Nine, you're going to need to scale these upgrades because it becomes incredibly challenging. Now, there's actually 3 variants of Realm of the Nine. There's Singularity Order, which is your standard difficulty with 10 stages to complete. There's also 6 different levels you can go through. You've got Singularity Chaos, which lets you pick between 2 abilities, which are really powerful, but they come with a drawback. And you can choose between normal or heroic difficulty. You'll have to complete a 3-wave encounter, and then you can loot the chests. The point is, guys,
I just realized I haven't done that yet, the third one.
Is that this is a major PvE draw. The ability to not just go in there with your favorite character, but to also have all of these upgrades in between rounds that can make every run feel fresh. And it is the activity if you're a solo player. But then on the other side of the spectrum, we have Gauntlet Ops. This is 6-player activities, and they're simple mechanics, but think of these as like pre-raid activities. And some of these actually have mechanics that are tied to the raid. So it's a way for you and a bunch of other random people, because yes, everything in this game has matchmaking. You
Which
can
is
just team
sick,
up
by the
and
way.
get a glimpse of the mechanics you may see in a raid. Now, let me
One of the hardest things, in my opinion, when it comes to mobile games or just gaming in general, is when games don't allow you to matchmake in the game. When you have to go externally, I think it was Destiny 2, maybe it was Destiny 1, I can't remember which one it was, but I remember like looking for raids, I had to go onto a website in order to do it. And this was back before COVID. So this was a long time ago. I think it was Destiny 2. I don't remember though. But like having to go on a different website in order to like find a group to do content with which is so annoying. So the fact that you can just queue in and matchmake internally for any game, let alone a mobile game, is a massive bonus in my opinion, because I think it also helps allow new players to get that social aspect without it feeling awkward or painful. So that's at least my take.
Just say 6-player activities is something that Bungie has done in the past, but they've really pulled back on it. I'd argue and say the most popular 6-player activity that Bungie's ever given us is Menagerie. And yes, it was fantastic. It had a lot of depth. It had the ability to choose your loot at the end. The activities were fun and challenging, but Bungie's been really pulling back on 6-player activities and leaning more toward 3-player activities. To me, though, it's just such a big brain move to have something like Gauntlet.
Based off that gameplay, I'm gonna go and say, if you can hear me, based off that gameplay, I'm assuming what I played was Destiny 2 because that looked familiar.
To just kind of give players a taste of what they'll eventually encounter in an actual raid. Now this brings us to Gauntlet Onslaughts. These are the raid encounters. And yes, they are broken up by encounters. You can literally just load into any of the encounters you want. Now under leveled, they are very challenging. We actually had quite the time playing this day one. However, when we got a good squad with us, we completely wrecked this thing. Now the contest version of this will be coming out at some point, but they actually rolled the normal version of the raid out first, rather than contest first, which is an interesting strategy. But to be quite honest with you, most people were probably not leveled up enough or even had the characters to even take on Gauntlet Onslaughts because all of us were under leveled. Now, from a raid perspective though, I would say that the design here is fairly simple. The mechanics are very straightforward. It's a good icebreaker raid, and I don't know what other future raids they may be bringing to us, but I think this first one they gave us is fantastic for what it's supposed to be. Literally, the first encounter is like the bridge encounter for Crota's Inn, where two
I have not physically done this myself yet, but I do strongly agree. I've watched several videos and I know the concept of the raids. I also like that it's easy and that there's different stages to it and that there are mechanics, but they're not insanely hard to comprehend. Like you don't have to watch a video to know how to do it. Like you could in order to do it easier, but you could also probably figure it out, by pugging it. Now I'm going to try to pug a raid and see how that goes, but I do agree with them 100% so far.
Players get keys, and the rest of the players create the bridge that allows them to cross. And the second encounter is literally an encounter from Gauntlet Ops, where you have to make the code on the screen, combine that together to unlock the same device that gives you immunity when walking through this lightning. And then the final encounter is just really a damage check from the boss itself, where you have to two-face it. I would say that no, this raid is by no means on the level of like Desert Perpetual, Salvation's Edge, or pretty much any of the raids inside of Destiny. But for a mobile game to have these type of raid encounters, and considering it's their first raid, I think it's such a good icebreaker raid for anyone trying to dive into raids for the first time. Now this takes us to Morgan's Prey and Legacy. This is a 3-player material farm activity that allows you to choose the types of rewards based on a few options. So for Morgan's Prey, I had Enhancement Prisms or Glimmer. Now it has somewhat of a roguelike system in itself, as each round you can pick different enemy modifiers, which ups the difficulty. And get this, the Legacy version lets you focus for relic enhancement materials. Now this mode is like Gambit, but only...
Now, I don't know if he's going to say this or not, but I like that, and I said this on almost all of my videos, I like where the game tells you where to go and shows you where to go to get those upgrade materials. So while it is completely different content and you're not grinding the same thing in hopes of getting this one specific resource, it is a different aspect of the game that you're playing. Same general idea, but different objectives. I don't know why I said objectives like that, but objectives.
Only PvE. Not necessarily the most engaging activity, but what...
Hey, also, I know this is going to be a longer video. His video is 20 minutes, and then with me talking over top of him, or, while pausing, just want to give a quick shout out. If you guys are watching this video and have been supporting the channel, make sure you like and subscribe, guys. We're getting a ton of views on these videos, which I thoroughly appreciate, because I'm not going to lie. I work full-time and not doing YouTube, and I have 2 kids and a mom that I take care of, so I got a very busy day. So usually I'm making these videos like the night before, super duper late. So if you don't mind dropping a like and subscribe, it tells me that, hey, your grind is appreciated, and that's, costs you nothing, but it helps support me in the way that it motivates me to keep going. I want to get this channel monetized. Ideally within a week is my goal. So I have to get about 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. And I'm not too concerned on the watch time because you guys are already watching all the videos. So thanks for that. Just smash that subscribe button. It'll help me. back to the video.
What I really like about this
Hashtag
is that
not
this
an ad
activity is
for
like, hey,
myself.
you need to farm materials? Then this is the activity for you. Now, speaking of gambits, this takes us to shifting gates. Somehow,
love
some
shifting
way,
gates.
Destiny Rising has created not just a gambit mode, but a substantially better gambit mode than anything we have ever gotten inside of Destiny 2. Instead of 2 teams of 3 facing off on the same static maps, shifting gates says, hey, how about we just give you a huge map next to another map, next to another map, all connected through these Vex doors with teleporters that can launch you around. And instead of 2 teams of 3, we'll kick it up a notch. 6 teams of 3. Guys, I cannot express just how fun this actually is. This isn't just Gambit 2.0. It's Gambit completely reimagined. Yes, you run in there, you kill ads, you dunk moats, but then there's like these cards that you can load out, which can allow enemies that you kill to drop even more moats. There's even these other cards that give you enhancements. You'll have these bosses that spawn up on the map, which will ping all the teams up. And so there's like this moment of chaos and consolidation where you and all these teams are trying to kill these bosses while also trying to kill each other. It's madness.
It's
At
so
the same
cool.
time, so much fun. This is the version of Gambit that we need inside of Destiny. And we know that Gambit is getting some sort of rework coming Renegades. But let me just say, guys, if it's not a rework on this level, if Bungie just comes out and says, hey, here's a map, or here's some tiered loot associated with the same game mode you've been playing since Forsaken, fellas, it's not gonna hit, man. This shifting gate mode is arguably the best game mode inside of Destiny Rising. They have went a completely different direction here with Gambit, and hot damn is it popped off for them. Now, if you're just wanting to play PvP, yes, there is a PvP mode called Iron Bar. It's only present over the weekend. But let me just say, guys, I'm not a big fan of PvP inside of Destiny Rising. It's chaotic. It's mayhem. Where shifting gates is also chaotic, it's strategic because you've got the PvE element alongside it. Iron Bar is literally just, hey, what hero can I use that can spam their abilities the most? And that's
Fair.
essentially it. Gunplay is there, but it's very much just an ability spam inside of Iron Bar. Now, this brings us into the MMO features.
Now, I will say before he goes into MMO features, I have not done Iron Bar myself. I've been very much focused on the other aspects of the game. I will definitely play Iron Bar this weekend, probably for the first time when it comes out. But man, I completely agree. The shifting gates feature in Destiny Rising is literally insane, and the depth and the amount of strategy you can have. Like, you can push enemy teams around, like around to their base. There's just so many crazy things you can do, and there's so many like layers of decision making that add so much more skill to it. And it is very chaotic, like he said. But man, just the tiers and the layers of that onion is so much fun to peel apart with a party or with randoms. I've actually, the last 2 times I've played, have had people that actually have their mics on in game because they want to communicate, even as a pug, which is crazy. I love it.
That really set Destiny Rising apart from Destiny 2. And let's start with dueling. And no, I'm not talking about actually dueling other people in a 1v1, although that would be pretty cool. I'm talking about card dueling. Jermaine, aka Drifter, will introduce you to Gwent, or in this case, Destiny's version of Gwent. You see, as you're doing all the different activities inside of Destiny Rising, there are chances that cards can drop for you. Most notably, the raid yesterday, Gauntlet Onslaught, dropped me this exotic card. And then you could take that card and add it to your deck. And then you can take that deck and challenge NPCs around the tower. But get this, there's an entire matchmaking mode where you can play other players
pretty sick.
taking your deck that you've earned and facing off against theirs. And to top it all off, you can even get mythic drops from this activity. Now, I'm not sure if you can get exotics. And again, the way the tiers work in this game is you got your legendary weapons, and then above them you have your mythic weapons, which are like legendaries, but with like better tiered perks. And then above that is your exotics. Mythic weapons, though, are very good, and in some cases can probably even be better than certain exotics. But
I
the
agree
point
with
is
that.
that you can get this from playing this card game. And fellas, the card game is good. That's what blows
It's
my mind
good.
with this. It's actually
It's so
a
good.
card game. I find myself playing match after match of it, and it's a little like RPG features like this, with the music playing in the background, the kind of chill strategic elements of it. It's just something else to do alongside all the different activities we could do. Speaking of other activities, fishing. Yes, you can fish in this game, and let me just say, you can get a lot of items from fishing. There's
True.
actually an entire reward track tied to fishing, and the fish have rarities. You can get crazy tiered 4 and
Now, for those of you that don't know yet, I did come from Diablo Immortal, so we do have fishing in that mobile game as well. So I know this is a shocker for a lot of people that are new to MMOs in mobile, but actually the good mobile MMOs have been doing this already. Just saying. Shout out to Diablo Immortal.
tier 5 fish, which can net you a ton of resources. What I really like about the fishing here is that while you're chilling in Haven, this being the social area, and you're just doing your own thing, if someone catches a high tier fish, it literally will say right there, so-and-so caught whatever fish. Look, it's an MMO thing. I mean, am I going to call out Bob Cross 69 and say, wow, what an incredible fish you just got? Maybe not, but I guess it depends on the fish. The point is that there's an entire reward track and tier system when it comes to your fishing rods, your baits, and what you can catch. This is yet another MMO element. But this brings us to a feature that we knew was going to be in this game.
I know this is going to trigger a lot of Destiny 2 people because they haven't gotten it as much as they want. It's wild that we got it already.
And I don't really know how much people are going to play it, but Sparrow Racing is in Destiny Rising. Now, if you remember way back in Destiny 1, we had something called Sparrow Racing League. Bungie did it. Everybody had a pretty good time. They got the rewards. Sparrow Racing in Destiny Rising is a limited time event, but it's got a really cool track. You've got boosts. You've got chutes that you can go through. You can net yourself great rewards from this as well. I think what hurts about Sparrow Racing is that we've had this before, and it's been something that's been requested multiple times over the years that just seems to never happen. But yeah, it exists here in Destiny Rising, which brings us to the feature that I love the most, the Wolf Den. This is a feature I've
All right, he's gonna talk about the Wolf Den for a hot minute, and I'm not big on it. Like, it's just a big part of it, but let's talk about the social aspects.
Not just engagement, but it also allows people to create a connection here, which, as you know, my time in RuneScape was really important. I would have quit RuneScape way before Evolution of Combat, but it was my clan that kept me around. And that was because we had something called the Citadel in RuneScape, and dude, we were farming that thing like mad because we wanted to have the sexiest Citadel in the game. Destiny 2 players that have only played Destiny 2. You may think that this is a feature that shouldn't be in the game, but I can promise you, it is a feature you would love, and we desperately need it. Now, a couple of other features inside of Destiny Rising that really surprised me, that kind of aid in this. There's like this bonfire where you and your teammates can go chill out and relax. Some of you are like, Cross, it's a video game, it's not a real fire. Whatever, bro. It's real enough for me. Another feature that's really cool that ties into your Wolf Den and your pack. If you're going into an activity and you happen to have one of your clanmates also going into that activity, it will automatically pair you together, which is really cool. I don't know how they made this feature work, but if you happen to be loading, say, into a strike, and your clanmate happens to be loading into a strike at the same time, going from matchmaking, it'll prioritize your clanmates first and pair you together so that you can do that activity, even if you have not teamed up or joined a fire team manually. That's such a beautiful feature, guys. Another thing that's really cool is weapon reviews. And I'm not talking about weapon reviews right here on the YouTube channel. I'm talking about in-game weapon reviews. If there is a particular role that just dropped for you and you're curious to know if it's good, guess what? People can write reviews of that weapon and comment under that role. Now, originally, I thought it didn't show you the random roles, but big shout out here to Slothy for showing me this. Yes, it does. You can actually go into the individual weapon and look at all the traits on that weapon. Fellas, do you understand what we're saying here? You don't have to leave the game or go to a third-party website to check weapon roles. And listen, I'm not saying that I don't like LightGG or I don't like D2 Foundry. I think those are great resources, but it's a resource outside of the game. And the fact that you have the ability to see not only all the traits of a weapon, but even individual peer reviews of certain traits, and they can even upvote certain perks, so you know whether or not this is a really good perk, at least based.
I think this is really helpful. And again, like it's something that feels very small, but it does help make the community feel like we're all in this together, and it's not like us against each other. It's we're all trying to get the best possible builds. I like this. I mean, this was something that's in like Raid Shadow Legends that I also thought was cool back then. And even when I cover that game, it's something that like is still nice to have, because it's like, oh man, what is it? I don't want to spend the time to go like leave the game, go to YouTube, look up a full build. Like I just want to get a quick answer to this one thing. And yeah, so I like this a lot.
Based on the reviews of the community, this is an amazing feature. And the final feature I want to mention that I can't believe Destiny Rising is the first to do: animated emblems. Now, we have a lot of great emblems inside of Destiny 2, but they're all static. But Destiny Rising in its contest mode raid emblem is animated. And as you know, guys, emblems are the big craze inside of Destiny. Folks were literally paying carry services and cheaters to take their accounts through the Desert Perpetual raid just so that they can show off that emblem. And when I say people were paying for this, I'm talking like $400 or $500 a person. It's honestly nuts. And let me just say, those people all got banned, including the cheaters themselves, but the cheaters don't care. They'll do it on another fresh account. They're just there to make money. Regardless though, it's crazy to me that the first animated emblem, which I figured would have been in Destiny, is here in Destiny Rising. It's honestly mind-blowing. And
now, this is not something that I thought was going to be a big deal to me at all, nor is it. I do think it's a cool thing, but I didn't realize emblems were like that big in Destiny. culture, I guess we'll say.
Again, like I said at the beginning of this video, I don't really like Destiny Rising. I don't like that it's a mobile game. I don't really care that it's gacha. I'm not a fan of these systems. I don't like that it's not natively on PC or natively on consoles. But at the same time, I have to acknowledge where Destiny Rising is absolutely dominating Destiny 2. It seems like NetEase has a better understanding of MMO features than Bungie themselves. And I've
Which is
said this
crazy.
in the past about Bungie for so long. They make too many activities that are short term. They add features in the game that are only there for a little bit, and then they take them out. Hence fishing at one time. They completely ignore game modes like Gambit for years and years, and they also completely ignore social features. With the most we have gotten here recently was a commendation system which no one cares about. Now, am I gonna play Destiny Rising over Destiny 2? Probably not. I'm not a fan of gacha. I know the long-term commitments that entails.
True.
And I'm also a gameplay junkie. I like the build crafting too much inside of Destiny 2. But hot
Fair.
damn does it frustrate me that all of these features, which is staring us right in the face, and we've been talking about things like this for years, is having to be implemented by an entirely different development studio. Bungie, I urge you to take notes. Put the ego aside, put the talk aside of whether or not this or that has enough return on investment, and look at these MMO features that are present in the mobile version of your game and start picking from the top which ones you should add. I said this the other day on the podcast, and I'll say it again. The greatest return on investment you can get is a happy player base.
True.
That right there has exponential growth. Bungie, you gotta start leaning into that more. Guys, it's
All right, so there you go. That's it. That's Cross's video. Again, I think he's a fantastic content creator. This actually came up on my YouTube like newsfeed or my homepage, and I was like, yep, gotta watch this. Honestly, I think it's fantastic. He brings up several good points comparing and contrasting Destiny Rising and Destiny 2. If you made it this far, make sure you like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me. It helps the algorithm a great deal. I really do think he's onto something here. And again, I'm very biased in the fact that I've played Destiny Rising already a lot more. Well, not quite. I've played Destiny Rising a lot and Destiny 2 in almost equal amount already. And I still actually find myself enjoying Destiny Rising more. I feel like there's a lot of good grinding that doesn't feel like a job, and sometimes I've got that feeling in other games, even Destiny 2. So let me know what you guys think. Is Destiny Rising better or worse than Destiny 2? Let me know what you think in the comment section below and why, if you don't mind. And let's have a healthy conversation, guys. All right, let's get to it.